Hello students, today we shall learn and understand about maps and globe. As we all know, the earth is very huge and it is difficult for us to study the earth as a whole. To make this easy, we can represent the earth in different ways. Most important tools for doing this are maps and globes. So today first we will study about maps. Children, you are traveling in a new destination in a car and you lose your way. What you will do in that scenario? Definitely you will take a help of map to reach your destination, to know your location. So therefore map can be defined as a two-dimensional drawing of a place on a flat surface as it appears from the position above. So map gives the information in a great detail. We are having three types of map: political map, physical map, thematic map. Children, we are learning about political map. So these maps shows boundaries of countries, states, capital, major towns, etc. And physical map. Physical map, see, this is the India's physical map, which shows mountains, plains, rivers and coastline features of that place. The brown area, see, this is the mountain peaks. Throughout the year, these mountain peaks are covered with ice. After that, the plain areas. Plain area, this area is very good for cultivation of crops. And throughout the year, the soil is so fertile, it gives a multiple cropping. Now, can you see these blue lines? These all are our rivers of India. So come here in the Rajasthan, our desert area. Then this is the area of plateau, our coastal lines. This is our Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat. This is the peninsular area. Peninsular area means three sides of water. This is our northeast. So these all are the physical features of India, and we are having our island. This is the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Andaman and Nicobar. Here it is a Lakshadweep. So another map we are having, children, that is the thematic map. So what we are learning from thematic map? These maps provide specific information like distribution of rainfall and temperature, crops, minerals, etc. Features of maps or components of map. Every map has certain components which helps us to read it easily and properly. Maps provides lots of information one must know to read and understand. Certain maps are provided with tools or aids to understand essential features of maps. So essential features of maps are title, key, scale, directions, grid. I will explain you one after another. The first feature is a title. Title is the most important element. It represents the name of the region and the theme of a map. See, in this map, this is India's map. This is the name of the region, and it is a political map because it shows the political borders. So like that, we are having other themes, physical maps and thematic maps. So worldwide, we can find the different titles for the different maps. And other feature is a key. So with the help of symbols and colors, we can read map properly. In the key, we have a lot of symbols for the different purposes in the different objects. So we have symbols all around us. Even in our mobile, we have different symbols like Bluetooth, clock, location, silent mode, Wi-Fi connections. These symbols stands for different purposes. Why do we use these symbols? If we start writing all these in words, it will cover the whole or entire screen. So to take a less place, and if somebody do not know English language and the text would not be told clearly, then they will be know what each symbol tells us. So most maps all over the world use certain standard symbols which make them easy to understand for people of different countries who speak different languages. There is an international understanding for using these symbols to show different features in maps. These are called conventional signs or symbols. So with the more detail, children, how do we know the meaning of these symbols? Symbols helps us to understand the map more clearly. Many symbols are common on a map, and every map maker may have different symbols. Every map has a legends. By seeing these legends, maps can be understood clearly, and all over the symbols on a map and their meanings are more convenient to read. Legends have been provided on every map. So see in this picture, this is a legend given on a map. Do you see? So we all are having features, legends features are given in one side and the meaning of legends on the other side. So the next topic is the next feature is a scale. Scale is defined as the relation or the ratio of the distance between the two places on a map and the actual distance between the same two places on the ground. For example, if 10 kilometer on the ground is shown by 1 centimeter on a map, then the scale of the map is a 1 centimeter represents 10 kilometer, or 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometers. So the scale helps us to find out the distance between two places from a map. So it can be more clearly. Here children, look at this map. What is the scale given on the India's political map? It is a 1 centimeter on a map and is equal to 43 kilometer on a ground. So if we want to measure the distance from Mysore to Chennai, so on a map the scale is a 9.5 centimeter. So on a map 1 centimeter it shows 43 kilometer. So if you will multiply 9.5 centimeter with the 43, then the total answer would be 4085 kilometer. So the distance from Mysore to Chennai, it is a 4085 kilometer on a land. So the next is the directions. So children, directions are also important. So using direction, it is also convenient to us to find out or to locate places. See how to find out directions. Sun rises always in east. This is a fixed direction. And opposite of the sun rises, that sun sets in the west. So we got two fixed directions. So if we are facing east, then the north will be your left and the south will be your right. So we can follow any particular route with the help of directions. That is in a daytime. If it is in night time, then we can follow pole star. Pole star never changes its position. If we face pole star, east will be right, south will be left. So on a map, north will be always on the top. So we can also take a help of compass to find out directions. So we are having 4 cardinal directions. These are north, east, south, west. So we are having intermediate directions. These are northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest. So children, next is a grid. So grids are the lines given on a map. So these grids are nothing. These are the imaginary lines in the shape of longitudes and latitudes. So longitudes and the latitudes are given on the map to find out the places in a convenient manner. So longitudes are the vertical lines on a map and latitudes are the horizontal lines on a map. So grid is always helps us to use to locate places and could be used to determine the area. Globe is a small model of the earth. The shape of the earth is like an orange. It is a sphere which is slightly flattened on the top and at the bottom. So children, you people are having toys at home like trains, cars and doll houses. So you can make difference between the models and the real objects. So globe is a model of the earth. So children, globe word has come from the Latin word globus, meaning sphere or round. A global is a three-dimensional object. Three-dimensional means length, breadth and depth. So it is shaped like the earth. Why can a globe be called little earth? Since it has the same shape of the earth, the position of the continents shown are mostly accurately, and it is made with the proper scale. Distance between the places are mostly accurate. So what are the features of globes? We can turn the globe on its axis to see any part of the earth we want. The axis of a globe is not straight. It is tilted as an angle of the 23.5 degree of the north. This shows the tilt of the earth with respect to the sun. The globe shows same important points and lines. The shape of a globe is similarly to that of the earth. We can therefore understand the position of the lines and the points much better on a globe than a map. So next is difference between the maps and globes. Children, map shows the entire earth at a time. Globe shows only one part of the earth at a time. Map is a flat or two-dimensional. Two-dimensional means it is having length and breadth. Globe is a spherical or the three-dimensional. Length, breadth and depth. Maps can be provided detailed information, and globes does not provide detailed information as it shows the whole earth. Maps cannot be used to study rotation and revolution of the earth. Globes can rotate on the axis and so can be used to study rotation and revolution of the earth. In the coming lessons, we will learn about the rotation and revolution of the earth, which are causes of the day and night and the changes in the seasons. Map is easy to carry and globes is difficult to carry. And next is children, we find so many important lines and the points on a globe. So what are these lines and points on a globe? You can see here, first, north and south poles. They are the two ends of the earth's axis. They are found at the top and at the bottom of a globe. The next important line is a equator. It is an imaginary line drawn around the middle of a globe to divide it into two equal parts of hemisphere. So to the north of the equator is the northern hemisphere. Below the equator or to the south, it is a southern hemisphere. And next children, the equator is an imaginary line drawn halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. Besides the equator, there are another four important latitudes. These are Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree in the north. Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degree of south. Arctic Circle, 66.5 in the north. And Antarctic Circle, 66.5 in the south. So these are the important latitudes. Next is a prime meridian. So you can see here the prime meridian. It is an imaginary line from the North Pole to the South Pole that divide a globe into eastern and western hemisphere. A longitude that passes through the observatory at the Greenwich near London is a prime meridian, main meridian, and is marked as 0 degree. From this meridian, it is convenient to calculate time all around the world. All the other longitudes are measured from the prime meridian and are followed by east at the west. The prime meridian and the 180 degree meridian form a circle which divides the earth into two hemispheres. The part of the earth between 0 degree and 180 degree east is called eastern hemisphere, while the part between 0 degree and the 180 degree west is called the western hemisphere. So we should always remember that we should neither write east nor west with the 180 degree meridian, because both 180 west and 180 east is the same longitude. It is called the international date line. So children, next is here important point about globe. A globe can be only be made to show the entire earth. We cannot use a map of a country, city or a neighborhood to make a globe. Do you know why? This question is given in your textbook, page number 6. So, because a country, city or the neighborhood is a part of the earth's sphere, it is not a complete sphere itself. To make a globe, we would need a map of the whole world. Children, now we will learn about globe in detail. When we look at the globe, we see a number of lines on it. These lines are imaginary lines which do not actually exist on the surface of the earth. We draw such lines on a globe to make it easier to locate a place. Horizontal lines drawn parallel to the equator are latitudes. Vertical lines on that join the north and south poles are longitudes. Latitudes and longitudes are measured using degrees and directions in which they fall. Example, 20 N is read as 20 degree north. Latitudes, they are also known as parallels. So, globe's axis of the earth is an imaginary line passing through its center. The earth constantly rotates on its axis. The two ends of these axes of the earth are called the poles. The point in the north is North Pole and the point in the south is South Pole. So let us learn more about these imaginary lines. Equator is an imaginary line drawn halfway between the North Pole and South Pole. The equator is the most important latitude and is also called a great circle. It divides the earth into two halves or hemisphere called the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. The part of the earth from equator to North Pole is called the northern hemisphere, and the part of the earth's surface from the equator is South Pole is called the southern hemisphere. The imaginary lines on each hemisphere drawn parallel to the equator are called parallels of latitudes. Since the earth is round, these lines are circular and run in the east-west direction. These lines are measured from the equator, which is 0 degree latitude. The lines are marked from 0 degree to 90 degree followed by north and south. The north or south tells us whether the line is in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere. Beside the equator, there are 4 other important latitudes. Tropic of Cancer 23.5 degree in north, Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 in south, Arctic Circle 66.5 in north, Antarctic Circle 66.5 in south. Now children, we will learn some more features about latitudes. Latitudes run from east to west, and latitudes form complete circle except at the two poles, which are points. Latitudes are parallel lines. The distance between them always remains equal. Latitudes decrease in length from the equator towards the poles.